Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, surrounded by tall green trees and a sky that always seemed to glow golden in the evenings, lived a little boy with his kind, loving, and gentle grandpa. They lived in a small house, warm, peaceful, and filled with laughter that carried through the open windows. The boy's parents had passed away in a tragic car accident when he was just 7. Since that day, Grandpa's arms had become his world, the safest place he knew. Yet, even in the shadow of sadness, one thing always brought the boy comfort: a shiny golden pen that his parents had given him on his 7th birthday, just days before they were gone. The golden pen was his treasure. It wasn't just an object, it was a memory, a promise, and a friend. Whenever he held it, he could almost feel his parents' warmth, hear their laughter, and see their proud smiles. He believed that the pen carried their blessings, that it made him brave, lucky, and capable of anything. He remembered sitting at the kitchen table with his mom, her hands guiding his small fingers as he learned to write his first letters. He could still hear his dad's deep, gentle voice reading bedtime stories, turning ordinary nights into magical adventures. Even the little things, Sunday morning pancakes, the way they tied his shoelaces, or tucked him in with soft whispers, all came flooding back whenever he looked at the pen. It wasn't just a pen. It was a bridge to the love and care that had shaped him, a reminder that even in their absence, their presence was never truly gone. Every morning, he would place the golden pen carefully inside his school bag. During class, it would rest beside his notebook, shining softly under the sunlight from the window. He wrote every word with care, every answer with confidence. His teachers loved his work. Grandpa's eyes sparkled with pride. The little boy was happy, certain that as long as he had his golden pen, life would always go right. But one day, everything changed. It was a windy afternoon when the boy came running home from school, a big smile on his face, excited from the day's adventures. Suddenly, his bag slipped from his shoulder, spilling textbooks, notebooks, and his pen case across the street. He quickly gathered everything, hurried home, and when he opened his bag inside the house, he discovered the golden pen was gone. He searched every corner of his home to find it. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the boy couldn't bear to wait until morning. He ran back onto the streets, determined to find the golden pen. The sky darkened around him, and the streetlights flickered on, casting long shadows across the pavement. He searched every street, every corner, and every shadow. He even retraced his steps under the dim streetlights, tears streaming down his cheeks. But the golden pen had vanished. That night, for the first time in years, the house felt silent, painfully silent. The boy couldn't sleep. He sat up in bed, hugging his knees, and stared at his empty desk, the absence of his golden pen weighing heavily on him. A hollow emptiness gnawed at his chest, and a cold, lonely fear settled in his stomach. He whispered to himself that without the pen, nothing would ever be the same again. The walls seemed to close in, shadows stretching across the room, and every little creak of the house made him jump. His heart felt heavy, and tears pricked at the corners of his eyes as he longed for the comfort and certainty the pen had always given him. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, his world began to lose its color. He stopped smiling. His notebook stayed blank. In class, he stared out the window, lost in thought. At home, he no longer helped Grandpa water the plants or feed the birds. He began to believe he was unlucky, that the pen had carried all his goodness with it when it disappeared. Grandpa noticed the change, but he never scolded him. Instead, he watched quietly, his heart heavy yet full of patience. The little boy had lost more than a pen. He had lost belief in himself. One bright morning, Grandpa entered the boy's room, holding something in his wrinkled hands, with a black leather-covered diary and an old black fountain pen of his own. It wasn't golden, nor shiny. It was simple, worn out, with faded silver lines. Grandpa smiled gently and said, "This old pen was very special to me because my parents had gifted it to me. But I never believed it was a lucky charm. All the success I achieved came not from the pen itself, but from my own hard work and the love and encouragement my parents had always given me." Then, without another word, he placed it on the boy's table and walked out. The boy stared at it, unsure. It didn't sparkle or remind him of his parents. But later that day, when he opened the leather diary, he saw his great-grandpa's handwriting on the first page, a few warm words, written with that very pen. "Believe in yourself, my child. You are the magic, not the pen." Something inside the boy stirred. The words written in Grandpa's diary, echoing in his head. He picked up the old, black fountain pen, hesitated for a moment, and then began to write in his notebook. His handwriting was shaky at first, each letter a careful effort, but as the words flowed, a strange warmth spread through him, a quiet strength returning, steady and comforting. With every line, his movements grew more confident, the letters smoother, the sentences more assured. He realized that the inspiration didn't come from the pen itself. It came from him, from the memories of his parents' love, the constant assurance and motivation from his grandpa, and from the determination he had buried deep inside. Days passed, and the boy began to smile again. He helped Grandpa in the kitchen, baking sweet treats, rolling dough, and sprinkling sugar on cookies with careful hands. He carried baskets of fresh vegetables from the garden, watered plants, and even fed the birds in the yard, moving with purpose and joy. On another day, he sat quietly with Grandpa, watching television together and sharing soft laughter, or curled up with a book in his lap, while Grandpa also read beside him. The house felt alive again, full of small, peaceful moments. The sadness in his eyes gradually transformed into determination, patience, and hope. He worked hard, not because of luck or magic, but because he believed in himself, and because the love and the beautiful memories of his parents and Grandpa had given him the courage to try again. When exam results came, the boy stood tall. His name shone among the top students. He ran home, bursting through the door with excitement, proudly holding his trophy. Grandpa, waiting in the living room, gave the softest, proudest smile. That evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in golden light, the boy sat beside Grandpa on the porch. Everything glowed under the sunset, the same golden shade as his old pen once was. And for the first time, he understood that gold doesn't only shine in things, it shines in hearts that never stop believing. He rested his head on Grandpa's shoulder, feeling peace again. The world was calm, his heart was calm, and he knew his parents' love was never in the pen. It was always within him. Confidence and happiness come from within, not from the things we own, though the luck comes from believing in yourself, not from objects,